All right, then let's get cracking in just a second. Waiting for it to all be up. We're live. Should be live. One second. We're live. All right, cool. What's going on, champs? Hope you guys doing well. Welcome to another episode of Thanks Daily Trades. It's going to be an interesting one. We got CPI today, and we got FOMC tomorrow. Massive things happening in the market itself. It's coming to the end of the year. It's been a really bad year for crypto as a whole. Not only crypto really actually. Stocks hasn't been that bad actually compared to crypto. Mm. There's we hit inflation. We've hit a lot of shit. We got Sam got arrested, so he got arrested yesterday. The fucker actually got what he deserved. I think he gets out. I think he gets out very easily. I mean, like we've seen corruption happen across anything really, to be honest, in the world. And there's always these corrupted motherfuckers in it. And you know what? Like he's backed by Biden, obviously, and he's been funding the Democrats and whatever. So I don't think he'll get a severe sentence if he is going to be sentenced there. I think he will leak out a lot of information. A lot of VCs going to get fucked over as well. Think about it this way. So is there any reason to be bullish? Although that we just saw the last 15, 20, half an hour or so, there was a big surge of pump in prices on Ethereum, for example. It went up by $30, which is $20, which is $30 really, which is an impressive move in a bear market apparently. Bitcoin moved up to, let's have a look at it myself. It popped up. Bitcoin popped up nicely though, about a good $300, $400, which is a very good move for a bear market. But to me, it looks like it's going to be the high of the day, really, potentially. But again, with PPI, who fucking knows? I just read what the chart tells me. The chart tells me that we have more probability going down. We're going to go down. We have so SBF got arrested. I think he gets taken out. I mean, nothing's going to be severe to him as well. The fund's gone missing, right? $10 billion has gone missing. I don't think that's coming back in. You don't really need his $10 billion really. Just looking at crypto, the market, the total one or total two, it's just going down and down and down. Like alts actually dropped yesterday. Through Asia. Speaking about alts, BNB finally hit target. Fucking hell, man. I really wanted a 17-hour trade, but I'll take a 7-hour trade, considering I lost 2 hours there. I lost that twice. And that's the thing is, if you guys remember, so I got bent over on BNB shorts twice, 2 times in a row. The third time, I didn't even post about it on Twitter. I was like, fuck this. It's happened to me before. And I was telling the guys before in DCC around October. Yeah, September actually. September, I'm last year, I started posting my tweets and on my setups and whatever. I was like banging out my setups. And then what happened was I get stopped out one after another, 2 weeks in a row. Just lost every single trade 2 weeks in a row. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And I just fucking retired as a pharmacist and in the healthcare profession. So I was like, yo, what the fuck's going on? Next thing is, right, there was this girl I was chatting to. She was telling me, don't post your setups. I go, what do you mean? She's like, yeah, there's gonna be whales. The whale traders are gonna hunt your stops because you're an easy target. You've been on the map for quite a while, for a few months really. I've been been on the map, and my accounts are blowing quite quickly. And it was like stop posting for 2 weeks or for a week or two and see how that goes. And I did 2 weeks back. I stopped for 2 weeks and that was it. And I started it came back. I finally got my groove back on. My targets started getting hit. Got stopped out here and there, but I was doing really well. Then in October, you guys saw the SHIB trade, but that was a 35-hour trade, so that was quite sweet. So, I finally did get my BNB. I got your whale. Yeah, I fucking smashed the motherfucker fucking Moby Dick in it. Dickhead of a fucking coin that was, man. Pumped out of nowhere in the bull market for the CZ SBF shit. And next thing is fucking I was like, yo, you can't outrun everything, right? You're not outrunning Ethereum. You're not outrunning BTC. I don't care who I don't care how big the project may be and how bullish in Binance is and whatever. I respect Binance and whatnot, but at the end of the day, a coin's a coin, a trade's a trade, and I treat it as a trade. I don't. It's just the whole ADA situation, right? And that goes into the next thing, which Hodgkinson. But just, how you got the ADA community are so pro ADA, and ADA's going to the moon and whatever, same like Matic and all that kind of shit. What happened? It's just the project. The thing is, right, with crypto, you've got to, the moment you remove the sentiment, the feeling of we're going to the moon, and you remove the idea of I'm gonna put $100 in here and that will turn to $1 million, right? That's how baffling people are. No disrespect to anyone here, but You can't have that mentality. That, like, surely you've learned over the last 13 months, you can't do that, right? And they were very, very pro bullish and whatever. And same as BNB, just another isn't just another coin to me. It's another shit coin to short. It doesn't make any difference to me. Does it? Like, look, even if it cures cancer, I'm shorting it. It doesn't really fucking matter. I'm sorry. Like I got family members who've passed away from cancer. I get that. I understand that. But it's still a project, right? Just like the healthcare situation back in COVID, no one invested in healthcare. What happened then? The world got turned upside down, and like then they start longing. But what's like if are people talking about healthcare stocks at the moment? No one's talking about it. No one cares about the next vaccination of COVID or the next monkeypox vaccination or even like how to a vaccinate, not a vaccination. That's the wrong word. That's the wrong terminology. Come on, Z. It's like the next medication in terms of treating cancer on a faster phase, and even on the phase 5 or phase 4. You can it's survivable. No one cares about that, unfortunately. That's how the world is. But you treat every project as it's like, or any coin as a chart, right? Doesn't matter what it is, doesn't matter how big it is, doesn't matter if you're pro Bitcoin, pro Ethereum. Just treat it as a chart. Play the game at how it is. If it's gonna go down, play it down. If it's gonna go up, play it up. That's all it is. It's that simple. I can't make it any more simple than that. Remove your emotions, stop being a little bitch, and just trade the chart as it is, man. I was still adamant. For example, I was adamant on BNB. Everyone was telling me, yo, you can't phase BNB, you can't phase Binance, you can't phase this. Shut the flying fuck up. You don't know shit, mate. And it's proved it, like, and everyone's proved it to me. Like, truly, CT, right, across the board has proved to me that we got a lot of donkeys in the space, and we need to get a good flush. So I remember I came out a couple of months ago. I was saying, yeah, BNB at $50, isn't it? And that they thought I was a madman. Now all of a sudden everyone wants to buy a BNB at $50. I don't fucking get it, man. I don't get it. But never mind. But let's do the morning shout and let's get cracking. Oh yeah, Hodgkinson. So another thing I want to talk about briefly before we get cracking on was XRP. Now XRP, they're saying, like, there's rumors, right, that I saw yesterday that the case for between the SEC versus XRP is going to be settled approximately on the 15th of December, which will come into the cameras in the fucking way, which is on Thursday. Yes, it's Tuesday today. Yeah, which will come on Thursday, which is what they're looking at. So according to Hodgkinson, now I don't know how, like, he had rumors. Now I'm just passing on a rumor, right? He had rumors that, like, that there's a probability that that a very, very high probability that that XRP, the blockchain, will actually win this case, right? Like XRP will win, and the SEC will lose this case. But if you think about it, though, it's detrimental on both sides whether XRP wins or loses. Because if XRP loses, right, then that means the SEC has won, and that's a big win for them, right? And that doesn't look good for crypto. But if XRP wins, that's a big loss for SEC, for the SECs, but it's a big win for crypto. Yeah, agree with it. However, if you're the SEC and you've been targeting XRP for donkeys of years, fuck knows how long it's been there. This case has been going on for longer than most of you guys have been in crypto. That's how long it's been, right? So if the SEC lose, do you think for a second the SEC is gonna be like, you know what? Fuck it, they were right. Never mind. Let's go to the Bahamas and just chill out with SBF. They ain't gonna say that. They're like, you know what? We need to fuck these guys back, man. We spent so much money, so much time on this case to lose it. We're not fucking doing this again. We're doing this properly, and we're gonna hunt every single one down. It will be like a revenge thing, and especially with this whole regulation that's coming into place, it's gonna get really, really nasty. So my opinion is either way, it's gonna be quite bad. I mean, looking at XRP, actually, let's fucking do it. Fuck it. Let's just chat about XRP right now. Okay, cool. Let's have a look at the what this I can't even fucking speak. Let's look at the chart. Let's look at the chart. Okay, so what I've got here, right, is briefly this, right. This is a range band environment, right. So we got the high in September, so the low in September to the high of September back in 2018. So as you can see, got the low, you got the high. That's all you got. This is a whole range band environment. We can all agree is the majority of the time, right? What is a range band environment? For those who want to understand, yeah, it's a high, it's a low, and we capped in there, whatever. But one way you can look at it is where have most of the price been stuck in? That's what a range band environment is. So the longer the price is stuck within a range, within this area, that's a range. Okay. So if you look at it this way, from September 2018 to where we are in 2022, December. Let's call it like well, it's been fucking 4 years. 4 years of range band environment. This whole 4 years, majority of the time has spent within this range itself. Yes, we got a bit of deviation on the downside, a deviation on the upside, whatever. Doesn't fucking matter. Fuck the deviation. Majority of the time has been within this whole range itself. Okay, everyone can agree with that. You can see 4 years of fucking accumulation, right? But to me, this area here was accumulation zone. This is the last consolidation over here, right, where we popped up, came back down for a retest, come back down to the base of it, hold support off this low here, and then we rallied all the way on the upside. This is when people start thinking, oh yeah, but XRP is gonna go $5 and all that kind of shit. Look, it didn't. It didn't. Okay. So it's just coming back into here. So it's still stuck in here. So let's just focus on this particular area where we are. So we talked about the gist of it, right? Now let's just talk about where we are right now and focus within the area. So right now, I can see that price is over here, okay? We are stuck between this mid-range to this range low. That's the key factor that we need to worry about, which means that if we lose this trend line over here, we're going to come back down to the range low. We haven't come to the range low. We keep bouncing off the base of, well, the top of this accumulation zone right here. We keep bouncing into this accumulation zone over here. And the fact that we keep doing that, right? We're bouncing it once, twice, thrice, fourth time, whatever it is, twice. I don't know how you fucking say that. Yeah, nearly 5 times. But how many fucking times do we need to bounce it? Because it's like a fucking bouncing ball. Picture this as a bouncing ball. If you were to throw a bouncing ball in the air, it goes up in the air, it comes back down, it bounces on the floor. Then it goes up the second time, and it goes up. And this becomes a lower high, like the bouncing ball. And it still finds support, goes up there. And each time it bounces off the floor, some of you guys who's into physics, or some of you guys remember physics back in school, it's about momentum. Energy is being lost. Energy is being lost into heat. Energy is being lost into sound. Energy is being lost into movement. Gravitational energy. There's all these kind of energies that's actually being lost, and that's why the price of, well, not the price, the bouncy ball starts to go lower and lower and lower before it starts fucking bouncing too close over here and then stops dead still. Right? Does everyone remember that? If not, go and get a bouncing ball. If you got kids, borrow the bouncing ball, just drop it on the floor and just have a look. And that's the analogy, pretty much it, and it's simple as that. So it's the same principle when it comes to trading. This is making the lower highs. This is finding support, no problem, right? Some people were like, yeah, it's a fucking triangle or whatever. We're going to break out this triangle and then pop up. But then, yeah, I agree. That's as a meme, right? But if you think about it, how many times are we losing support here? Are we testing support? There's only so much amount of fucking buys there. Let's just say, who we got here? Let's do the morning shout, and I'll use some of you guys as an example. So we got Seamus in the house. Morning to you. Guna, Richard in the house. We got Bon Biggie. How you doing, brother? David's in the house. Good to have you here. We got Steve Tien, scared the life out of me. I forgot I had it on the background waiting. Oh, bless you, my bro. Joe Gray. We got Spaffers in the house. What's going on, brother? Orange Steel Equipments, Hotel Kitchen Equipments. Fucking hell, dude. That's a fucking name, bro. So what about Binance Fed? Will Binance close now? I don't think Binance will actually I don't think Binance will get fucked over like FTX. FTX, the situation was very, very different, and it was very dire. In the sense of, with the FTX situation, what happened was, the CEO, right, like Sam and his chick, right, whatever name is, I think the name's Claire. I don't fucking know, man. The girl with glasses in it, right? She was actually, using the funds to actually buy, to trade, right? And where it's come out that she spent, got liquidated on a position about 1.7 billion or something like that. It was over 1 billion, but she got liquidated in a position using customer funds. And now picture this now. The low that happened in May, June time, right? June time itself, when we were bouncing around 30k, and playing around 30k to 34, 35k, the market rallied. How did it rally? It rallied because of SBF. What he did, right, was he was using customers' funds. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? But I do believe this is correct there. If anyone actually knows the full story of it, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't want to actually say what I think is a fact, but it's not really a fact. But I do believe this is what happened. I remember seeing this on I think in a paper, like in a report about a month ago. So I can't remember exactly the story of it. It's one of those ones I don't really give a shit. To me, it's just trading. It's trading, right? You can have all this news and whatever. People actually post all this news, and like, look, you see all these dickheads out there, right? Who actually just just do news content. Listen, China, fucking BBC, ITV, or fucking CNBC. No one gives a flying fuck. If you think about it this way, right? the general public in the world don't really care about news about what's going on around the world or what's going on. Like if someone drowned or whatever, no one really looks at these news. No one goes on the channels, well, I don't know which country you are, like ITV or BBC. No one goes on BBC at 6 o'clock in the morning, like in the afternoon. Not now. Back in the days, my parents used to do that. 6 o'clock, no, 7 o'clock in the 10 o'clock news. Or no, it was 6 o'clock and 10 o'clock news. They used to listen to fucking the news, and I just sit there for half an hour just watching it. I'm like, yo, I don't give a shit. Like I was a kid, and it's bad to say this. I still don't really. It's horrible to say that I don't care, but it's like it's one of those ones like we don't. Let's be honest. No one really pays attention to what the news is saying. No one cares what's happening. Like when coronavirus happened in 2020, and they were talking about in China was affected. No one gave a shit. And you're gonna tell me someone actually gonna give a shit about the news about a thingy about crypto? No one gives a shit. All they care about is the money. It's all about the pockets. So these YouTubers out there. I'm not atting anyone actually. Just don't think I am. But these YouTubers out there who just post just purely news and whatever. It's to me. It's like there's only so much you can talk about. The only time you can really come out is stuff like this whole Binance situation, this whole SEC situation, this whole FTX situation. That's the only news people really care about. But if you're telling me about like, oh, this company actually raised, I've seen this like this one geezer as well. Well, a couple of geezers actually. You know, they there was one guy, right? I'm not gonna mention his name, right? But like I followed him as a YouTubing back in the bull run in 2021. Okay, Latino motherfucker, right? Now I really loved his like the way he puts his videos was really cool. I really enjoyed it as well, and it was one of those ones like I love to see this whole animation and whatever. It was pretty cool. It was slick, and like obviously bear market, and not many people can actually post things that's of value content. One to me, if I'm wrong, please tell me I'm wrong. But I think the value content that people actually really give a shit about is what the chart is saying, right? That's why I don't do fundamental shit. Fundamentals, I don't really care about it. Bro, like fundamentals, what happened in the bull run? Do you really give a shit if a fucking Solana's an ETH killer? What happened now? What the fundamentals fucking Solana killer did Solana do? Killed its own fucking self, innit, dickhead? So, but like, yeah, so like I saw it. I was going for YouTube, right, and it was like a short, YouTube shorts, innit? Like TikTok, whatever. I don't use TikTok. I think that's a waste of time, innit? I don't want to see fucking bullshit TikTok, innit? So I was going for YouTube Shorts, right, and just having a gander, and on my YouTube is quite sick because I got UFC, boxing, football, that kind of stuff, like sports. I'm interested in stuff, and fucking the geezer, the Latino motherfucker came up, right, and he started talking about like some company, I can't remember what it was, invested like 10 million in this project or whatever, blah blah. And in my head, I'm like, I don't give a flying fuck. Nor should anyone should give a shit because why? It's a bear market. Like even this, if they're spending 10 million right now, are you gonna buy now, knowing that we're coming into a recession in the next couple of weeks or maybe in a couple of months, right? And then we know the stock markets are dropping, evidently in history, and then at the same time we're aware that Bitcoin can go to 12, 10k. It's most likely to do that than fucking go to 69k. And we know this whole situation with SBF is quite bad. We know we've got FUD on Binance and whatever. We've got a lot of FUD going around the world. Do you really care? Be honest with me. Do you really give a shit about what companies are investing with what VCs invest? Like, no one gives a shit about VCs. VCs going to get fucked over by SBF, I think, in the next couple of weeks. I think that's what's going to happen. Like, he's going to come out with a lot of information to fuck bare VCs. And I think, like, and to the average man, the VCs, right, is an evil place, is an evil person, the evil team. The reason being is because they buy in at a private sale, at a private price, and what happened is like they promote the project and whatever, and they start selling. Just like a bunch of fucking things that we saw. There was the Shopify one, whatever it's called, ShopX. I thought it was bullish. I really thought it was bullish as well. I actually bought in on I bought in. I'll be honest with you, I bought in when it was launched. I didn't have no private sale on that. I got fucked over. I got fucked over. All these VCs were pumping it up, and it was just so much, and they were dumping our bags on us. So fuck them and fuck these geezers there. So I'm gonna be legit about that. Fuck them all. But it is what it is. I don't know. I woke up in a very I woke up in a happy mood, but I don't know why I'm so vexed. I'm so vexed. I mean, I came out with a BNB. I mean, my target hit on BNB. I shouldn't be sad about that. But I'm just pissed off today. Fuck these people, man. There's too much evilness and too much like nonsense going on Twitter, man. So much fucking noise and bullshit, man. Fuck these people, man. Fuck them all. Anyway, so you got Spraffers, fucking that Trader Chaplin, Dickhead. Big love to you, my bro. Justin, you got John Caboose. See you on. Buckle up. The rest of the week is going to be spot. It's going to be interesting. XD in the house circuit. Gandalf. How to entry. Aquila. I've done that before. XD. I'm not going to do that again. It's like a long. It's been a while ago. Like I said, if anyone's interested, you guys can hit traderdank.com and and join the Discord server. That's where everything's going to go into now. Like I said, like yesterday, the YouTube regular daily trades are going to end. This week's the last week I'm going to do it. Then I'm going to start focusing on my community itself. Join the Epstein Club. Shit, man. Anglo, what's going on, man? AI, how you doing, brother? We got Marcus in the house. Pirates here. Did you eat poison? Fucking hell. Poisson or poison? Always being watched. Who else we got? We got Mr. M, GP, Soren's in the house, man. The Rune guys. Fucking hell. Starsky, Jordan, Adam, short setting up to 17.6 to 16.4. Could well be as well. Another example is a strict regulation coming after something that happened on crypto. The EU tried to regulate everything in crypto. Yeah, transaction more than 1,000. Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen as well. It's coming across as well. We've got NR, Justin Waters, how you doing? Brule's in the house. We got Hugh, Hamza. Fucking hell, we've got loads of people. Unidiver. Fucking Dirt on Track, on the track. House of G, morning to you. Poisson the fish circuit, you understand? Alright, cool. For those who understand, poisson is poison is spelled Poison, but poisson in French is Poison. So like, yeah. Anyway, smash the likes. Thank you, Angelo. Appreciate that. Smash the likes and let's show some love. But yeah, going back to XRP before we even actually dive into it, I think we got a bit of time. I don't think anyone should be in any trade right now with CPI and PPI. Sorry, CPI coming around and FOMC. Is day trades and scalp trades in itself. Just play really, really safely, in my opinion. Don't over risk yourself. Be very, very that's it, Mr. M, Poisson double S. But be very cautious. I think after Wednesday we get a lot more clarity what the fuck's gonna happen as well. So that's what we're looking for. Poulet. Hey, yeah, you speak French, my guy. All right, cool. Let's focus on this, right? So let's focus on where the price is, right? Now, if I were to go long, right, what I've got this high. Let it do its thing. The moment we get back up and hold above this, I'm happy to take a long to look to go into potentially this area here. Into this area here, let's take some profits over here, number one, and then number two, and then looking to go into mid-range. That's it. That's pretty much it. Once we get back above the mid-range, then we can play for higher prices. Now the question is, will it go above the mid-range when we're so close to the end of the year, when we're so close to a Fed pivot? Highly unlikely in my opinion, right? But we'll see how it goes. That's the long scenario there. But going back into the bear scenario is this. So if I were to zoom into it, let me just draw this out. We've got a little trend line there. We've broken the trend line there. So already I know that this is where my invalidation is. If I'm wrong, right? This is where my invalidation will be. Oops. Completely wrong. I can take a short here, or I can wait for it to do whatever it wants to do. Once it gets back below here, break below this area there, and then I can say, yep, that's my short. Play it back down to target one, right? We'll take out these liquidities over there, go into the accumulation zone, the base of it, then step back into it, and then this would be, I like to see come back into the range low. That'll be a nice target there. And then within here, right, we can play within the accumulation zone for however long we want to fucking play, all the way to the next fucking bull run there. Let it do its thing. And then we will have our, if you guys want to buy XRP, you will have your chance to buy in. That what you want to see is accumulation for a long period of time, right? Like, yes, one can argue that we have had accumulation for the last 6 months or so. Where's the accumulations area here? Well, we've got this high here, and we've got this low there. This is the period of accumulation, similar to how we had it back in 2019. I mean, this could well be the accumulation. We had a deviation on the upside. If he does something like this, come back down, do this, whatever he wants to do, step back into it, then we carry on playing on the range band environment, playing it mid to high and whatever, and just keep playing it X, Y, and Z, and that'll be the deviation X, Y, and Z. So if you want to buy around here in these areas, like 20 cents kind of shit, in terms of ready for the bull run, that because you believe XRP is going to go up, then be my guest. That'll be opportunity. So that's what we're looking for. But the chart's telling me that we're going to go down. For me, I really do think, right, that whether it's a winning case or a losing case, right, I do think XRP wins. I think it's come out like there's a lot of information that's come out, right, that XRP is bringing out, and that we're gonna have a final decision coming up maybe Thursday, apparently, according to the reports that's coming out. Well, the rumors actually, that's from one geezer called Charles on it. What's going on, Nitish? How you doing? I do think this is a potential play. End of the day, let's be honest, right? We can say yeah, it's gonna win. I don't know, they're gonna win, they're gonna lose, or whatever. But end of the day, it comes down to the fucking what you call it, the judge. The judge will make its decision at the end of the day, and they will decide what the fuck they want to do. I mean, like, you can use this as a trend line right here. Yeah, I'll probably use this, and then let it do its thing. Once we lose this area here, then you can play it back down, confirmation, play it back into this base here, and then back to range low. So that's the idea. I mean, again, like I said, where would I be wrong? We can go back up, spike up. If we spike up and then come back down into this area, I'm happy to take a trade with a stop loss over here, play it back down as per plan. That's XRP. I thought I'd just do that for you guys for fun. So let's look at dollar index. Let's get the work done now, right? So we are still consolidating, right? Within this range, right? This is a weekly range over here, weekly range band environment over here. We're still consolidating right above it, and we're hitting that fucking trend line many times. Now, like I say to you guys, under a trend line like this, it's bearish. Above the trend line, it's bullish. So if you do something like this and reclaim, claiming these highs and step back into the range, you can definitely say, yep, that's your target. This was all your deviation. Let's play back to 25, back into the mid-range, from the mid-range back to range high. Does the FMC announces a Fed pivot on Wednesday? I don't know. I don't really know. I don't think so. I don't think they will do that. I think they will wait for next year, so that it'll be 4 quarters, and then because there's 8 times that FMC happens in the year, and I think like next year they will have to start considering to actually say, yo, we're in a recession. So I think when we're in a recession, I think yeah, so that I'll expect dollar index to start ripping up on the upside, but we'll see how it goes. We'll manage it together when the time comes. Actually, we won't manage it on the YouTube note that much, to be honest, but we'll manage it on the DCC. So but yeah, we'll see how it goes. I think the shorts are going to be amazing. It's going to be really beautiful, and I can't wait for it as well. But that's the bullish play, and PPI is coming today, so I want to see what happens. I mean, the bearish play is this. So we've got this trend line there. If we get back below here, break down, let it do its thing, play into this area here, comes back into this order block right there. Actually, that's what's supporting the market there. Step underneath it, come back down to the base of the consolidation, and if we hold above it, play back up, and if we lose below it, play back down. That's what it is. You just gotta wait for whichever section comes up. Either it's gonna be, this is the shorting scenario, and for the bullish scenario, like I said to you, let it do its thing, right? We get a spike up, right? I mean, what could happen is CPI spikes up and then come back down and then does this. That could well happen, and if it does, you know, you got your setup over here to play the shorts on the dollar index back down to the base, well, into this area as target 1, and then look into this target 2, and then like so, or I mean, yeah, but if after CPI we get back up and start holding above it, bullish market structure, take the longs, play on the upside. Okay, that's all it is. Now, saying that, what's going on with ES? Now, ES has been ripping up on the upside, right, which is all good, right? So it's all cool. So we've broken out this range back there, but well, really still fucking in this range bound environment. We're just playing a bit of a tease itself. Now, would I take a long on the S&P? Not necessarily, not right now. So we know we got this as a range high. How would I? Oops, sorry about that. How would I like to play this though? This has been a bit like it really has been a day trade situation and a scalping situation. There's no swing trades on the upside yet. I mean, like the moment we came back up, people were looking for longs all the way up there. I was looking for longs. For me to get a long, reclaim and hold above it, that would be a nice long to go back into the range high itself. It's September's high. But we haven't done that. Instead, what we've done is we respected the trend line, respected the pivot itself, did a deviation, found a resistance, set off there. And the trend line really is like this. So you can see every time we bounce on it, resistance, and we have a massive set off and come back down. So I mean, if I were to do the same fucking trend line, how does it look like right now? I mean, this doesn't say anything, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, it looks like we're broken out of it, but who knows? So if I were to play it, let it do its thing. I want to see how it does this thing on PPI, right? I'm in no rush to take any trade right now. I'm gonna keep it nice and simple and nice and cool now. CPI's coming today at 1:30 UK time. And we got Bomb Biggie's trying his move on house. Let's have a look. Poison, he's been like, oh, sorry about that. I'm just looking at Bomb Biggie. He sees sees a girl and he starts fucking chatting to her. Fucking hell, dude. Fucking hell, bro. You've got no chill, G. Oh shit, man. Morning, GD. What's going on, brother? Fucking Bomb Biggie. Hey, House of O, what's going on? Bomb Biggie, man. You might as well exchange numbers or something. I'm messing. I hope I didn't make it uncomfortable. Oh shit, man. Where's Find Up Country Club when you need him? Are you in a position? Nah, nah, nah. I'm chilling right now. The only position I've got is the Ethereum trade in it, right? Well, I brought my stops to break even. The one that ended on Friday. That's all I've got. Oh, you guys actually know each other. Oh, my bad, my mistake. I thought it was just one of those, one of those things like you're working like Bomb Big is just trying to shoot and he hit. Actually, I thought that was like it's like yo Kobe. I thought that was one of those ones. Oh shit, man. Bless you guys, man. No, I don't know if they really do go way back in it, or just like Hasselhoff's trying to save Bomb Biggie's face in it. It's a possibility, you know what I'm saying? You know, like you know when it's like you don't want to embarrass the geezer, so you're like, yeah, we're friends in it, but she's already friend zoned you, so you're fucked. So either way, I mean, you looked alright because like yeah, like you didn't try to stalk a girl, but you look like alright. No, I'm messing. Daink Country. Oh shit! I love taking the piss out of people, man. I love having a bit of fun. Sorry, bro. Oh shit! Working out. Bombi, sorry, House of O, you married as well? That's what I want to know. If House of O says yeah, she's married, and I'll be like, the next question is to Bomb Biggie. More than a year. Oh, bless you, man. You've been married for a year. Congratulations, brother. How's the marriage going? It's not yeah, T-Raw, bruv. Like that guy had no chill, man. Fuck, you know. I used to get embarrassed. I ain't gonna lie to you. Are you not married? Oh, bless you. I mean, like, well, you don't have to get married or whatever. I mean, like, this is a thing now. Apparently, that like women and men don't want to get married these days. You know, like, I'm who am I to say anything? So, whatever. I'm just trying to grind this up, man. 1 second there. Gotta make a little something in it. 1 second, guys. That should be enough. Biggie's wife has entered the chat. Bless you guys, man. Yeah, man. Apparently, like I went to France, mate. My cousin, uh, he's a musician over there, man. A proper Rastafarian, man. I love the geese to bits. And yeah, he was with a girl for 10 years. The girl fucked him over, and it not like cheating on him, but like just became a well. It's husband and wife situation, like boyfriend girlfriend situation in it. But like from his story, like he was a good husband, a good boyfriend. You know, did all the cooking and cleaning and whatever, and it was really nice to him, nice to her. Always supported her and shit like that. And she was like, and like my cousin wasn't allowed his family over, which is why I didn't go to France for a while. I was like, you know, like when I always try to reach out to him, like, yo, I'm coming down for the weekend kind of thing. He was always busy, and he told me the truth when I was down there. Like we smoked up and stuff like that. We were chilling. He had a couple of drinks in here and there, and he was just telling me, he's like, bro, I'm really sorry in it. I'm like, what for? And it's like, yeah, you know. Then he was like telling me, you know, when you used to come over, you want to come over. I was like, yeah, we're busy. We're going out here and there. And I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, he speaks of her. And he started telling me all this whole thing in it, like how she was. Like this is the first time he's actually really opening up to me because I never really spoke about it. I mean, like, I respect it. Like, it's his personal shit in it. Like end of the day, if he wants to talk to me, I'm his boy in it. I got his back. Not telling me this shit in it. And I go to him. I said, bro, you know what? You're a proper rascal. You are. And he's like, what? I'm like, yeah, you're a fucking dickhead. And he's like he's getting upset at me now. I was like, yo, you let her go out with her friends, have a family over, and this and that, but you're not allowed to do that. He's like, yeah, but I love the girl and whatever. I said, nah, fam, you don't love the girl. You just love being controlled, man. I'm like, you're the type of guy who likes to have a gag in your fucking mouth in it. And he's like, busted. Like, I'm taking a piss out of him, obviously, in it, but he's like telling me that. He starts saying all this. I'm taking a piss out of him. I was like, yeah, bro, like, you got a gag in your mouth, man. Like, I bet you, like, you fucking like to lie in the bed and fucking have an app on your mouth like a fucking pig that you are. And, like, shit like that I was telling him in it. And, so, I mean, he was trying to do it with me back in return. He was like, yeah, you're a skinny fuck, this and that. Like, you look like a fucking banana tree. If you don't know what a banana tree is, let me show you what a banana tree is. He's like, yeah, you're skinny like a banana tree. Let's see. I'll show you a banana tree in it. It's not a compliment, bro. That is not a compliment, fam. That's not a compliment. If I'm skinny as a fucking banana tree, I do not want to be like this, man. Fucking hell. I was like, yeah, that's what a banana tree is, isn't it? And like we were taking the piss out of each other, innit? And I was like, bro, like, like, obviously, push comes to shove and whatever. Like, we're chilling and stuff like that. Then we're like, I go to him. Oh, that's fucking. Let me remove that before I get fucking banned from YouTube for like just showing that. Yeah, I don't want to be as skinny. If you're skinny, fam, don't be skinny as a banana tree. Like, it's a disrespect to me. If someone call me a banana tree, we call it pied banan in Creole, in Mauritius. It's like, hey, they call my jam pied banan. Like, you're like a banana tree. But that's a mad disrespect, It's mad disrespect, bruv. Like, they're skinny as fuck, man. They're like this thick, like that thick in it, like this, the girth of my dick in it. I'm messing, but it's a joke. But we were messing around, and I was telling him like, so I was telling him, I was like, yo, bro, like, what's next for you in it? Like, I mean, who you chatting to and stuff like that, bro? He opened up his Tinder, fam, and there was just bare girls there. I'm like, yo, what the fuck's going on here? He's like, bro, you need to get on this Tinder thing, innit? And I'm like, yo, for real? And he's like, yeah, you need to get on this Tinder thing, man. Girls are just everywhere. And I was like, nah, it's not. I don't float like that. I'm blessed. I'm quite calm like that. And it's like, trust me. And he's like, come stay for a weekend in it, right? Stay, like, because I was flying off on the Saturday evening. He's like, come stay in it. We're going clubbing and shit like that. And I was like, fuck it. I came back on the Saturday night anyway, and like, I remember, like, he called, like, this is like 3 o'clock in the morning, right? He called up like one of this girl that he was actually sleeping with, and fucking, I don't know. He was like, my man went to the bathroom, right? Came back, right? Like 5 minutes later, and it's like, bro, we're gonna have some guests over. I'm like, what? I'm like, it's fucking 3 o'clock in the morning. I got a flight tomorrow. Let's chill out. He's like, nah, trust me, it's gonna be all blessed in it. So like 15 minutes later, like, there's like 4 girls just come in. 4 girls just come over. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this, like an escort service? He's like, nah. He's like, bro, that it's free. I go, what? What do you mean it's free? It's like, yeah, I don't pay for this shit. I'm like, good, that's good to know, innit? And there's just 4 girls just chilling there. Fucking, I'm like, yeah, have a good night, guys. But yeah, Marie, you know what it is. You should have told him I have a banana tree in my pants. Fucking hell, Gandalf. Tinder still work? Apparently, it still does, man. The Chinese Godfather. He made an offer you couldn't understand. Fucking yes, and that's a good one. I like that. All right, there. So S&P, not too certain on what's going to happen, but focusing on this area here, right? This high is capping the market, right? At the moment, that's the high. The found resistance, got up, found there's a bit of a deviation, whatever, but all this was a deviation. So this is going to be resistance right here. So we can already see this high is going to be a resistance. What we could do is pop up and do something like this. Once we break back down, you can take a short back into this base over here. Well, got the 75% range. I'm expecting more bearishness there, back into the range high. Once we step back into the range itself, then that's your confirmation to play back to the mid, back to low. That's all it is. It's simple as that. That's the bearish plan. Bullish plan, how would you play it? Is literally on the flip side, using the same level. Once we get back up and hold above it, bullish price action, I can enter in. Look at, whoops, I can't even fucking draw a line properly. I can enter in, right? Looking to take out all this liquidity over here, take this high out, hold above it, get to the range high, and I'm happy for a long there. We've got FOMC tomorrow, so it's going to be a bit tricky tomorrow. I'm not going to lie to you. No, I don't think it's going to play out like FTX. Like I said earlier on in it, FTX situation was basically like the CEO was using customer funds, and 10 billion gone missing. Binance, I don't think Binance will have that situation. Now I could be wrong, but be careful if you guys have any funds around like on exchanges. Just use the funds that you need. I mean, I only got funds which is just like trading funds, but all my my USDT is on a ledger. That's all it is. And a cold storage, and I recommend everyone that you get a cold storage. If no one has if you don't have a ledger, do look into getting a ledger as well. You can get a ledger, Trezor. It doesn't really matter which brand. It all does the same shit. That's pretty much it. Okay. So Bitcoin, Bitcoin dominance, right? I mean, Bitcoin. Let's see. Look, this is the interesting bit now. Bitcoin dominance is pushing up, right? Which means there's more money, right? Is pushed into Bitcoin. More people are buying into Bitcoin, right? Because they're expecting a bear market, right? Because as the higher it goes, in terms of percentage of Bitcoin, of people holding Bitcoin, in terms of dominance, that means there's less money going to be in Ethereum and your alts, which makes sense. And if less money is in Ethereum and alts, they're selling the Ethereum and the alts to go to Bitcoin. And if they're selling it to go to Bitcoin, what happens? The price of Ethereum and the price of alts will drop, right? So yeah, so those two will drop. So yeah, the new ledger, the one with the fucking Apple one, it looks kind of sick, but I think it's a bit of a gimmick. It doesn't fucking matter, man. Because like for me, I ain't gonna lie to you, I got my ledger and it's hidden. I'm not gonna see. It's not gonna be my keychain. I'm not gonna walk around and showing people, yeah, I got a ledger. It's just hidden. So it's a bit of a gimmick to me. I wouldn't pay 230 quid for that, in my opinion. But everyone's different. And for me, it's like, look, what as a business, right? I look for what's the most viable option for me. I spend less money on as well, because I rather save like $150 on something else. $150 can do something else for me. I can go into a shit coin and do like a 100x. I don't know, something crazy like that, like an X ship. So yeah, I mean, it looks sick. Don't get me wrong, but I don't want to. I've got a ledger. What am I gonna do with a second one? I only need one. So Bitcoin dominance is pushing up, right? We're coming back into this key area. Let's go into the 4 hours, because these are the 4 hour levels. And as you can see, that's not right. Yeah, here we go. It's a daily level, actually. Don't know why it's blue. Fuck it. Put it as blue. So I know that's a daily level. SRs. We are stuck between these two. See this low here? Find support, deviation, get back up, falls above it. This is now the support, full support, comes back up, right? And then once we get back into it, we find resistance in here. We do a bit of a deviation. We find some bit of support, a bit of a deviation over here, deviation on the upside. A lot of deviation. It's just too many, all right? But we're focusing between these two areas there. We come into the range high itself, well, to the base of the SR, and then we're going to see what happens. I mean, evidently, I would like to see it come back into it, hold above it, and then that will be like a bullish play to go on the upside itself, right? And that's when you know, yep, let's go. We're taking out these highs. We're holding price action over here. Let's go up higher. And if BTC dominance start to increase, what will happen? The price of Bitcoin, well, the crypto will start going down. It's happened before. It's going to happen again. Nano X, yeah, sick geezer. I've been using the same one for 5 years. CT in the safe, big man. That's I respect that. 5 years. I got a ledger. I think it was a couple of months ago. Actually, it was before this whole FTX situation. I think it was around August. Was it August? Yeah, I've been meaning to get a ledger myself as well, but then I end up saying, you know what, fuck it. I don't want to have too much funds lying around into exchanges. Just put it into one safe place, and that's it. At least I know it's there. It's like one of those things that my family knows. Like, look, I've got a ledger, right? And here it is. If you guys need it, right? If anything were to happen to me, where are you gonna figure out to actually log into my phone and figure out 2FA, figure out how the fuck what my password is and whatever and all that kind of shit, and then have someone to figure out how to transfer that funds over? You can't trust anyone, to be honest. It's very little people you can trust out there. So it's like with a ledger, it's really simple, right? They can just take the ledger. If I pass away, can take the ledger, plug it in, transfer it out, sell it out, done, move on. But have you sorted your VPN now? No, I do have a VPN, but I've never used it. You know, I paid for it, but I've just not used it. I should do. But yeah, so that's that BTC. So let's look at BTC. What's happening? Let's start. So we're above the monthly open, okay? Right. Oh, fuck off. 1 hour. So interestingly enough, right, we're above the monthly open, which is right here, right? So if it were to hold, right, and we had a nice clean smash above there on the 4 hours, this is fine. But at the same time, we've taken out liquidity. So if you want to focus on this, right, it's literally this now, okay? Price is stuck between this high and this low here. We had a deviation on the upside. We had a liquidity run over there. This happened right at 10 o'clock, right? So just before 10 o'clock happened as well, which is quite interestingly enough. Is this the high of the day? Which means that we can come back down, right, and play it back down to 25% range, back into the monthly open itself, at least into the base here. That would be the next target, and that would be this over here, right, into the mid range. Because we have a trend line over here, as you can see. Got resistance, come back up, bit of support over here, and then we popped up, right? So do we actually hold into this and then blow back up? That'd be an interesting thing. We'll see what happens from there. But I can see a pullback is happening. Where am I wrong to actually go for longs, right? In terms of the longs, let CPI just do its thing. If it starts closing below here, you can take a trade back down, because remember, we're stuck within the range here, right? If over here. There we go. So if price were to get back up and hold above it, take out these highs, hold into this high there, that's the bullish scenario to go into the next level of there. I think 17.5, well, 17.5 is not too far away anyway, but 18.2 is where I'll be looking to go into the next situation, a breakout play. Now, if it was to be bearish, right, how would I look to play? Let's drop it in the 15 minutes, right? That's the bullish play in terms of how I would like to actually take longs. I can't take longs now because we're at range high. But at this range high, so it's interesting enough, right? Let me just focus in this area here. Drop it to 5. Let's see what we got on the 5. On the 5, we got this. So on the 5 minutes, we've got a bit of a range bound environment, okay? So let's have a look. Let's try and see if we can get a scalp here. Maybe plan out scalp. So we've got a range bound environment. So we are stuck between this low. No, let's say this low. And what's capping the market on the upside? This high, actually on the 5 minutes, right? So these are the two ranges that we're capped at. So if it does its thing, let it do its thing. If it steps back into it, then we can play it back down. All the way back to the mid-range of the scalp play to the range low. Once we lose this low over here and step back into this consolidation over here, which comes in around 17.380, then we can start looking to play back down into the mid-range of this, which would be around here, approximately somewhere over there, and then play it back into, well, fuck it, let's play it back into the fucking 25% of the range. And you got all this inefficiency to fill out. Does it hold into here? If it holds above it, cut the trade, play back up. If it comes back down, what we do is play it back down, keep the shorts going into the base of the here, into the base of there. I want to see how we react off this particular high here. See this high here? Again, at any moment we find any support, cut the trade. If we show bullish market structure, cut the trade, or even here, cut the trade because it's going to go back up into the 75% and probably go to the range high itself. Okay, so that's the short scenario itself in terms of CPI. I'm not really going to trade so much with CPI coming up and tomorrow with FOMC. I think after tomorrow we'll have a lot more clarity to see what's going on. But I like to follow the price and see what happens there with Bitcoin actually. But that's Bitcoin. I do think, I mean, the question is, right, does it go? So 18.131, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that's the area I'll probably look at. No, I'll probably look at over here, 18.260, around here, 18.260-ish. Take out this liquidity over here. The question is, right, if I were to actually hide this, right, and let's just have a look on the 4 hours and see let's see what we got on the 4 hours. The 4 hours makes things a little bit more easier to see, right? So we've got, let's just mark some plans over here, right? So we know we got this high here, which is where we're potentially looking to target, okay? That's the area itself. The range bound environment really and truly was between, let's do SRs. So the SR really is this there. That was the SR there, okay? That's the at that time was resistance, then deviation, resistance, and we popped up, right? So we got 39 minutes for this to close. If it closes above here, right, then I'll be like, all right, then we have a more probability to come back up to do something like this to go in the upside. With FOMC, I do think we might get a spike down if we do something like this. Maybe come back into this area there. We find support. That's where you can start taking a long, for example, and play. And once we get back above, this is your confirmation to play it on the upside. And then you start targeting level to level plays. Probably, I'd say this area here first, which comes into around just a, what is it, 17.9? Yeah, let's call it 17.885-ish. Then the next target will be coming into 18.1 or 18.6, I can't really fucking know. 18.6 around there. Well, yeah, well, really fucking hell. This is a low there. That's the one we're looking for, right? So something like that would be quite great. That's the bullish play. If I were to look for the bearish play, right? How would I do that? Using SRs as well. Let me delete everything else. Same thing. Let's focus on this area here. So I know I've got this SRs acting as resistance. Probably use this one over here. This low over here. I do not want to see this high to be taken out. That's the thing is, right? So if I'm going to be bearish, right, I'm going to have to keep myself a wider stop. I don't want to see this high be taken out, right? So we could do something like this, right? Whatever he wants to do. Once we get back below it, break down. And then I can say, yep, short the fuck out of it. Play back into this here. We've got this trend line coming over here, for example, right here. This one over here. Yeah, I got this trend line over there. Once we do something like that, play it back down, squeeze into this area there. Once we come back down, fill out the inefficiency over here into this base over there, and then we can see we can squeeze back into these areas there. So each one will be my next level to level targets there. And that's the way I will look to play for a short itself, okay? So that's BTC. Ethereum, the fuck face, is pushing up higher. close to monthly open. Ethereum USDT. Right then. Okay, I like this chart itself. So again, Ethereum is below the monthly open, right? It's still bearish until proven otherwise, right? So let's just bring this across there. We've got the range bound environment here on the 1 hour, still on the Monday's range. What we did yesterday was we found support on Monday's low, last week's Monday's low. Okay, so we got a deviation here. Price came back up, found resistance in the mid range, come back down, and what happens? We found support, come back in, took out these highs, found support off the highs, and we push up into the mid range. From the mid range, come back at 25%. And now we're at the 75%, and also at the range highs of that range bound environment. For those who want to know what that is, it's from this high itself. Okay, this high in particular, that's a weekly range, and it's at resistance. So we're still at resistance. There's three things that's acting as resistance. Number one is the range high over here. Number two, monthly open. Number three, we've got this block of consolidation here. That's acting as resistance. Until we flip above it, we can't look for longs. If I were to look for longs, right, I'd be quite happy to look for longs straight away off the bat. Is once we get back up and hold above it, then I'm like, yeah, you know what? Let's go to $1,400 to $1,440, and then we'll see what happens. Keep pushing up on the upside. That's what I'll be quite happy to do. But until then, right, I'm gonna have to play quite cautious. CPI is coming down around the corner. We don't know what the fuck's going on. Split the seed phrase with people you trust. You don't know each other. Yeah, I don't know each other. That's true. That's true. Super David, what's going on, brother? So look at Ethereum now. So that's the bullish scenario, right? Which we discussed yesterday. That hasn't changed. It's all there yesterday, which I used June's range. You can check it out yourself. Okay. Now, if I were to look at the short scenario here, let's just try this across. Let's just focus between Monday's range, right? Now we're above the mid range here. We've taken out liquidity there. We close in 36 minutes. Do we go back below here, right? Because that's what's acting as resistance. I don't really mind that, but really and truly, I think to me, which I want to see as acting as a resistance factor is this area. Oops, right over here. This area here. I want to see this hold as resistance, right, on the lower time frame, right? Because why? Good consolidation, come back down, retest, lower lows, and we come back for a retest. Yes, it's making higher highs and whatever, but I want to see this. I want to see this whole thing, this whole block lows hold. I don't want to see a candle above it. If we get a candle above it, what that means is that there's a probability, the increased probability of a retest and hold and showing bullishness to take out the highs over here and the highs over there. That's what we're looking at. Okay. So how would I play this? Is again let the FOMC CPI do its thing. Whether it spikes up or whatever. Once we get back down below here, shows bearish market structure. I'm happy to take the trade back down into this low over here, without the inefficiency there. Let it do its thing. Maybe get a retest. Can re-enter in here again, and like if we want to take profits over here, re-enter here, play back down into here, and then we can fill out this inefficiency here. And this comes in approximately about Monday's low. Okay, if I bring this up, no, Monday's low is a bit lower. So that's the first thing. Monday's low. What the fuck's Monday's low? Monday's low is this one. That's Monday's low, right? And then from there, play back into Monday's low. That's the trade using Monday's range. Once we lose Monday's low and do something like this, right? Then you've got this consolidation here. I think what I'll be looking more interested in is this. Let me do it on the 4 hours. Probably makes sense. Yeah, it makes a lot more sense. So what we got here is this now, right? So you got this trend line over here, right? So which we found support. I'm going to do a little bit of a deviation. Found support. You can say it's this as well. That's where we're at approximately around there. It makes look sense. So clean close above, play the bullish play on the upside. Otherwise, what I do, whatever he wants to do, once we lose this area here, come out to here, especially come into Monday's low, which is right over here. That's the one. That's the Monday's low, right? Once we can match Monday's low, and then I'll be looking for this particular area here, right? Get back below here, that would increase our probability for a short to play back into these areas here. Whoops. Back into these areas here, and then potentially play into this area and into, let's see, yeah, I'll say there. That's why I'm quite happy to play back into there, right? So from like that, that's the next set of targets there, and that'll be the next set of targets there, and that's what it is. Simple as that. Hopefully it helps out there. That's the short, the bearish play, bullish play. As you can see, I'm quite happy to sit out and just wait for it. There's no need for me to actually take a trade. In hopes of what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to be bullish or bearish. Chart is telling me it's a bit bearish still on Ethereum, but and like ETH is pushing up, right? And EPDC is actually pushing down on the downside there. So we are still finding resistance off this. I mean, you can use out of that, for example, or whatever you want to fucking use. I mean, let's have a look at that. Could it do something like that? Could do something like that. I don't know. What about this one? I think this one looks alright. Something along the lines of that. It doesn't really fucking matter. Deviation, resistance, resistance, resistance. We haven't really tested it there. But again, with EPTC, how would I look at it this way? Let's have a look. See this high over here? That's holding. Can I use that high? No, it's the first high over here. This is it. That's holding support at the moment. We had a bit of a deviation than before. Once we get back below here, find resistance, break it down, fucking short the fuck out of it. Let's go back down lower. That's what I'm looking for. And which comes into around the mid range. Mid range is over here. No. Yeah, that's the yeah. What the fuck? Yeah, that's the mid range around the bottom over here. This is the mid range over here. So we'll see how it goes. Which makes sense though, because if I were to hide this up there, show this area here, I think price will come into here first, have a reaction. So something like this first. Let's try that again. They do its thing, break it back down, play it back down to here, maybe a retest into this area to this area consolidation, and then final resistance breakdown, and then we can go into this low over here, and then we can go into the mid range. So that's what I'll be looking for EPDC. Be a really good short on the market itself there. Hopefully that helps there. Any other questions? What's going on, Cruz? How you doing, brother? Yeah, I look like I was telling the guys, man, I look like fucking Charlie Chaplin, bro. I'm 2 slits away from looking like Hitler. That's fucked up, innit? Fucking hell. On BTC, we are currently trading above the daily 21 EMA. Do you think there's a big chance we go to 20k? See, the thing is, right? Look, it's the chance of going to 20k. It's unpredictable, right? Especially with FOMC, we don't know what's gonna happen. I'll have to wait for what happens tomorrow, right? Once FOMC is out of the way, I can then say, yeah, what the likeliness of it going to 20k. We could spike up to 20k in one go. This is a possibility. I'm not saying you can't. But I don't think it's maybe not now. Maybe in January. You know why? I'll explain that to you. One second. Just do this first. Thank you, Chris, man. Appreciate that, man. Big love to you, man. Hope you're well, man. There you go. So, well, if my stop loss, I think I'm gonna get stopped out on break even on. Did I get stopped out on break even on what's the high on this 90? Yeah, I might have just got away with the break even. I might as well cut it in a bit. Fuck it with the ETH trade. We smoking today? Ah, bruv, just a little sign insane in it. Gotta start the day and with something nice in it. But what was I gonna say? I was talking about fucking. Oh yeah, 20k Bitcoin and 20k, right? So for me to say the 20k, right? Like there's a lot of resistance areas here. I mean, if you think about it, the first set of resistance we're gonna have is this, right? That's the first set. The next set will be this, right? And then the next set will be here, this area here. So there's a lot of resistance that we gotta break. And for me to say, yeah, can we go to 20k? Well, the confirmation is once we step back into here, then I can say, yeah, 20k is on the table, right? I mean, like until then, I have to play it level to level. So like once we step into here, right, then I have to play it to this level here. Once we step above, then we have to play it to this level here. Because if we break down at any moment, right, then we have to take the shorts. So if we break down over here, take the shorts, come back over here, break down, take the shorts. So these are the levels there. So I can't really tell you if there's an increased probability of it going to 20k. The only way I can say that, well, most likely like definitely I can say it's gonna not it's gonna happen, but okay, let me light this up properly. The only way for me to actually say that is if we get into this area, there's a bullish market structure. Then I'd be like, yeah, there's a there's an increased probability going up into this area here. Then I can say that's a possibility. But until then, there's just too many levels there. And as a trader and someone who actually trades this on the lower time frame, I don't want to look at 20k until the time is right. And when the time is right, it will be above this area here. Until then, I'm just going to focus within each particular level and playing it within each level. As you can see, like, look, this is an SR. That's an SR there. And this area here is the mid range. So once we step into this, right, for example, when we step into it, then it'll be like level to level. And then we'll see what happens. This is going to be key resistance. Why? That's July's low. So if you think about July's low, we was in July's range for quite a number of fucking months, really, actually. So if I draw this as a range high there, and the range low there, and the range high was around here, you can see, and the mid range was about here. We didn't even hit the mid range. I think it was a little bit more higher, about there. That's where the mid range was, and it was so bearish. We didn't even fucking even hit the mid range. We just shanked the fuck down. We didn't even come back here to hold support. So this is gonna be a key resistance, and that comes in at 18.8k. So to get to 20k is gonna be fucking difficult for me. Dude, don't smoke because of me. Madcap, how you, bro? How you doing, bro? Hi, Crash Bandicoot crew again. You're never late, my bro. It's always blessed to have you here. I'm always gonna be here, man. We'll still do thingy. We'll still do like sessions here and there, but like yeah, I'll do like the weekly session. So you see me on the weekly outlook stuff like that, which will most likely be on a Sunday. We're gonna do that. You'll still see me there. I'll do like the one-off like little sessions on a live session. I'll do just for the fun of it as well, because I do miss you guys as well. But yeah, I'm not gone for good. I'm not gone for good. My Twitter's still gonna be around as well. I'm still gonna post my charts here and there on Twitter here. It won't be as regular, but it'll be like I'll have to focus on making it in a bear market. Like, you know, just keep trading. That's pretty much it. So, but then yeah, answering the 20k, like this, is this a deviation or a retest? Because once we come up to here, right, then we gotta figure out what's next. If it's a retest, we come back down lower. If it's a deviation, we expect price to step in. Then I'd be like, all right, then 20k can be on the table. Then into these lows here. That's when I will say, yeah, 20k. Until then, it's a bit difficult to say so at this very moment in time. Why? Because, well, this low is the main key factor at the moment that's gonna be acting as resistance. So have to play this level, sorry, level to level, and after CPI and FOMC, we'll have more awareness of what's going on. Smash the likes, everybody. Appreciate that, man. Can I request a chart for you to take a look at? Yeah, go for it, man. Let's take a couple requests. You guys got any requests? We'll just do it. I'm being generous today. What time's it now? 11:35. Got 2 hours left as well. So I'm chilling. I'm just really chilling right now. I'm not really taking anything. I'm just gonna take things easy. I mean, I do want to see this as the fucking high of the day, but the thing is, yesterday I expected a high of the day, but instead we just fucking ripped. So it's a bit tricky to play. This is the 10 o'clock high right there. So I do want to see, make sure I don't want to see us close above here. That's it. That's the key factor. So yeah, I'll leave the fucking shorts on. Fuck it, leave the shorts. I'll have a look to add to my position. Okay, let's have a look. Well, what's the ticker for it for R wave? Is it AAVE? Is that what it is? Is that the ticker for it for R wave? Correct me if I'm wrong. Let's look at this. Fucking hell. This is quite nasty to look at. Jesus motherfucking Christ. Sorry for the blasphemy there. I do apologize for that. Delete all this. ARUSDT. Yeah, I'll talk about the BNB one actually. That's a really interesting one as well. Yeah, everyone's. Oh, DCC is always gonna happen. DCC, like that's why I'm gonna like so like for example, I'm stopping by the end of the week. The daily trades. AR is not okay. That's my mistake there. Mm. I mean, while I'm on it, I might as well do this and then do AR and then I do the BNB one. Um, yeah, I might as well do this. I'm already on the chart. But yeah, so I won't be doing like daily streams on YouTube every single day. That's gonna stop as well. I'm gonna focus on that on the DCC. So that's where I'll be looking to actually take make my plans and whatnot. So that's gonna happen there. I mean, if I look at, let me delete everything. I mean, let's have a look at this on one day. What I've got over here. Okay, I see what I mean. I've got 2021 low. Delete this. Remove drawings. The yearly looks fucked though. This was like the most horrible yearly, well, a very horrible yearly close because we're closing below the 2021's low. So coming into next year, we could bounce into it and then play back down. I mean, what I'm looking at, interestingly enough, is looking at 2020's range, so the higher 2020, the low 2020, which is about here, and you can see where we are. We are approximately at the mid range, so it does look like kind of decent there. That's the one day on the weekly. Oh, so it didn't really do much. It's starting October, so that's fucking bullshit. Fucking anyway, we'll figure it out. We can still use it there. So the weekly, we're just below the mid range there. Let's go on the daily. Let's have a look at this. Let's do a quick plan. No, this is no. I can't really do anything out of this. I mean, I can use this. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool. So quick plan in terms if I was going to be long or shorts on this, how would I play this? Just a swing play itself. I got this high here, cap the market, hold above it. This will give me the confirmation to go for longs to play back into the 25% range, and I'll be looking to take profits over here, this particular area here. Why? Well, I've got this trend line over here, so I'm expecting price to actually come back into it, maybe come into this area, then break down. That'll be where I'm looking to take profits here. Maybe we can squeeze into the range high. Likeliness is quite low in my opinion, because we're asking for a 50% move to go from $60 to $96 there. So it's just over a 50% move, but that's the bullish play. I always gonna have to do it there. But in terms of the bearish play, how would I look to do this? Let's have a look. So what I've got is this area consolidation right here. So there, oops, right about here, about there. Let's just use that. So we're finding a base. So you see this consolidation of consolidation right over here. Popped up, come back in, find a support, support. We're still holding a support, so it's not a problem there. So again, the bullish play, if we get back up, hold it up there. Bearish play, yeah, I want to see this particular area here cap the market, right? So if you were to push up CPI, I don't fucking know, retest the mid range, do something like this. I'm quite happy taking an aggressive short, right, with stop loss there, playing it with the hopes of it getting lower. And once we get back down here, if you want confirmation, once we get down over here, yeah, like this, then you know, yep, that's now down to 25% of the range, and then back down to range low. And this would be a beautiful short there, a very, very short, and just day trade the shit out of it on the way down. That's RV. AR USDT. Jeez, this is not looking nice already. Let's go on the yearly. Let's have a look. All right, so we're just below or just above, sorry, the yearly open, yearly low. Let's go back here. 3 months, how's the 3 months looking like? See, you see how this 3 months is looking like, right? Look at this 3 months. You see these two spikes over here. That means to me, when I see candles like that, right, it's heavy resistance. There are sellers, massive amount of sellers that are absorbing the price, which is sending the market down lower. So if I were to actually have a look at it, let's have a look. Drop it down to the monthly. I think this is the range we're playing at. Right, yeah, that's it. That's more like it. Let's put it purple so I know what we're doing. And you can see quite carefully. We've got some scam wicks over here, weekly. Yeah, it looks to me that we're gonna go back to $7.17 to be honest. And then from $7.17, we'll see what happens. Do we do a new price discovery on the downside? I don't see why. I mean, let's have a look at, if I were to go to AR coin. Let's have a look. What's the market cap of this shit? Oh, right now 95 market cap's at 285 million market cap there. Let's have a look at the what's the high of the market cap. It was about 2 point right here. Yeah, 2.8 billion. So we dropped in price from 2.8 billion down to what is it, 2.289. So that's 9% drop in price. I mean, if I were to actually chart this itself, this is much more easy to look at actually. Let's go to the fucking charts itself. Go back to the daily. Right, so that we're at the low over here. So the market cap is different here. So if I bring this up and just chart the market cap itself, this is where we find support here. So if I just zoom in, let's zoom into here so you guys can see. You guys can see it? Cool. Right. And then let me just chart this off the market cap. So what you got this high here was the pivot. You can see you got this high here. So we work out these highs there. You can see how this highs on the market cap itself was telling us a story. Resistance will come back up. Final resistance of deviation. Resistance come back down low. Off the base, back up into resistance, sells off. Then we start chopping around here. So then what happened was we started making a range band environment right over here. That's the range band environment there. Deviation on the downside, came back up, final resistance, sell off, and it's now breaking down. So if I were to look at it this way, we are within this range here, from this high of the leg there to this low of the leg over here. Okay, so we're not too far. It does look like we're gonna go down a lot more lower to market cap of 240, so which means a 20% drop in market cap. So 20% drop in will it be the same as 20% drop in price? I don't think so, but I do expect some price action on the downside there. So yeah, it just comes right off this high there. So that's where this was an SR really. So it's bouncing off here, and then once I want to see how we get down there. If we lose this low there, I think we go a lot more lower. I think it's very potential that we can step back into this range over here. So maybe around it's a 50% drop in price. It potentially could be looking at, because I'm looking around the mid range. Yeah, around the mid range between those 2 points. So that's 137 million market cap. We're looking at approximately 137 million market cap for here to where we are 289. You're looking at fucking a 50% drop. So a 50% drop on the price itself, I wouldn't be looking to buy anything at anytime soon, in my opinion. If I was a long-term holder, everyone's different on the way they hold it, but can you go to $4? You know, it's quite nasty to say that, but the only way you look at it is this way. Let it do its thing. All right. So we got. Let's have a look. This the last down candle. Send the market back up. That's where we're finding support, quite evidently. Let me draw this out properly. There we go. And that's, as you can see, support over here, support over here, support over here, support over here. Right. So we're bouncing into it. Right. It's not a problem there. Do we spike up and then play back down? I do think once we get back into this area here, play it back down to the range low. Range low comes in around $7.11, and then from there we'll see what happens. We're gonna have to take out liquidity here. Why? Well, if this was the high on the monthly, right, and we took out the liquidity on the high, and we took out this high there, we took out this high there, and this high itself held. So the whole cap on the market really was from this particular high. This is what was capping the market at the time. As you can see, resistance, and pinpoint resistance, and then the sell off there. So that was already your deciding factor for the downside there. So now same thing here. We take out liquidity on the upside, liquidity on the downside is due for it as well. Once we take out this low here, then I'll see what the fuck happens. I mean, look, I don't really want to scare anyone here, but let's just do 1.5, 1.25, 1.5, $2.99, $1. Yeah, so $5.08 is the. So what it is, I've just flipped this range to below, which could happen. Like if we were to come down over here, I can see price coming back down into the $5 range, and then maybe bounce off the $3, and then we'll see if we range bound here for the next fucking rest of the bear market before we pop back up. Once we pop back up and hold above it, then we can play back into the mid range back to range high. That's what it is. Hopefully that helps there. Okay. So let me just remove that. 5. See, this is the stuff you get in the DCC. The shit like that I'll give you. I'm gonna miss giving you these guys kind of stuff, but bless you, man. So storage on Web3. So ARs are storage on Web3. Okay, fine. So if you think about it this way, is Web3 available for people to? Are people using Web3? No. All right. Does most people know what Web3 is? No. Right. I don't really know what Web3 is about, really. to this day. I see this on the bios, like, oh yeah, Web3 influencer, Web3 suck my titties. I don't know what the fuck they're on about, man. Most of these people are just on crack anyway. Just fucking want to be Web3. I don't know. I don't know. Who gives a shit? But awesome. So, but the thing is, like, it may be a Web3 storage, but when you have to think of it this way. For me, right, if I'm gonna get involved in all with AI itself, right, and actually invest into it, I need the storyline of Web3 to come out. So yeah, this is what the next internet's gonna be. This is really is we are gonna be using Web3, and when Web3 rolls out properly, then things like projects like this AR and whatever, it's a Web3 storage, then it will have its storyline to pop up. But until then, there's fucking no use for it. There's absolutely no use. So I mean, I'm sorry to. I don't mean to debunk it and hurt anyone's feelings, but I've got look. You guys come to me because you want the truth, and I'm gonna give you the truth the way I see it. You want someone who actually. I think everyone needs a friend who's a very black and white person, and I'm that friend to everyone in the family. I'm that friend to all my to my boys as well, and they don't like it from time to time. They're like, yeah, I got no heart, and I keep saying to them, I said, bro, you're the one asking me for fucking advice in it, you dickhead. So if you're asking for advice, how you gonna how you gonna tell me like I'm a dickhead? But you know what I mean. But yeah, true spaffers. I just say how it is. I mean, like this bear market, I've been saying it for a long time. It's bearish. Your favorite influencers are being bullish, looking for like 18k, 20k for a couple of months now, and I haven't looked at it. So I mean, the only time I was playing the longs was when we were going to 20k. We hit 20k. We lost to 20k in November, and we went down. And I was playing the shorts back then. So it's just it's easy. Look, trading is not that difficult, right? The reason why it's difficult is because a lot of dickheads, right, don't know how to control their emotions, right? They like I think being an Asian is probably the best thing that's ever happened to me in my life. This is fucked up to say it, but like but hear me out for a moment. So like as a young kid, I got battered when I was a kid in it by my old man. My old man, like he's very old. He was an old school. He was an old school motherfucker. He was a proper old school in it. I remember one time. I don't know if I told you this, right? Like the story that when I pissed on that girl's face. So story time now. So what happened was after I came back home. I don't know if I actually continue that story actually. So I came back home from like like seeing my first proper girlfriend actually cheating on me and whatnot. I was heartbroken and shit like that. I was really down and what that kind of stuff. Everyone's gone through it. I think most people's gone through it. If you haven't gone through it, you're still young. And if you haven't gone through it because you're still with your your high school sweetheart, fair play to you, my bro. Big respect to that. So what happened for me was I came back home. And I remember I was sitting in the kitchen. It was fucking about like 10 o'clock at night. Right, 10 o'clock at night. I was sitting in the kitchen like on my own. Fucking nah, it was late. It was late. I think it was midnight. It was midnight. Like yeah, midnight. Sit in the kitchen. I'm just sitting down, making a cup of tea, and I was crying like a little bitch that I was. I was crying. And what happened is that my old man he came downstairs in it. I remember this really well. He came downstairs, and he came to get a glass of water, and he's like, what are you doing up so late? I go, nah, Dad, I'm just chilling. It's like chilling in the kitchen. I go, yeah, I'm just not in a good mood in it. He's like, what do you mean you're not in a good mood? I'm like, yeah, I told him, I said, yeah, I was with this girl, this Mauritian girl, X, Y, and Z, and like she cheated on me and X, Y, and Z, and he looked at me, and he's like, so that's why you're crying. I go, no. He goes, he's like, no, tell me the truth. You crying because of the girl. And I thought, okay, this is like a father son moment in it. Like my old man is going to give me a moment to actually just chat to me. So I go to my pops. I was like, yeah, and oh, Super David, you missed the story. That story was mad. I think a lot of people remember the story when I pissed. I said it. I pissed on the girl's face. Oh fuck it. Let me tell the whole story again. Let me start it because I think we got new people here. People are gonna miss this out, right? So I was with this girl, right? I was with this girl, and she was like my first proper girlfriend, right? She was Mauritian like me. She was a year older than me. She was in college. I was still in high school kind of thing, and I met her at the fucking thank you so much for that bomb biggie. I met her at a fucking like a christening. That's what they call it, like the Islamic version of a christening. Met her over there, and we were chatting and stuff like that. Like I hear it off and stuff like that. I had game, put it that way. I had game, and so went out for quite some time, and I used to take like the train down to hers. And I would skip school, right, to take a train. I'll save my pocket money, like my fucking food money to take to pay for a train to go down to her ends in it and go see her. And there was one day like also it was Valentine's in it. Valentine's Day. What happened was it's like she asked me if I'm coming down. I go, nah, I'm not coming down. I got school X, Y, and Z. Exams coming up soon as well. Like GCSEs in it, bro. You know, like I was still I was a year younger than her in it. She was in college. And my boys were like, yo, I don't know how you fucking did it, but like I said, when you got game in it. And I went to fucking I went to go see on Valentine's Day. Fucked up, man. Fucking how you guys are bringing this mad memory back in. Anyway, like so I remember I left home to pretend to go to school. I went over to like the shops, bought flowers for her, bought chocolate for her, like card, wrote the card and stuff like that. Professed my love for her, how much she means to me, that kind of shit. You know, the whole monarchy in it. Like you're in love, man. End of the day, you're in love. When you're in love with a girl, you're in love with a girl in it. Doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter what it is in it, good or bad in it. You stick it out in it, that kind of stuff. Then what happened was I got to like her ends off the train station, right? It's like about an hour and a half on the train, or 2 hours, something like that. Gave her a call, see what she's saying. She's at home. She's at home, just chilling. I'm like, cool. The walk from her house, from the train station to the house is about like 40 minutes, 45 minutes, that kind of long. I think half an hour to 45 minutes, depending on your speed. And I was like, okay, cool. She's at home, bless. Got to her yard, start knocking on the door. No one answers, right? And she just told me about 40 minutes ago that she's at home. Start knocking on the door, banging. Next thing is like fucking the door opens up and there's a dude in his boxes just standing there. Now I know that he's got that she has a brother, a brother, but a younger brother. Now this guy is like taller than me, slightly taller than me, Asian looking guy, look like a Pakistani guy in it. He don't look like fucking Mauritius in it, from Mauritius. And I'm like, and he's like, he opens the door and he's like, the fuck you doing in it? Like in X, Y, and Z. I'm like, so I looked at him, I'm like, who the fuck are you? And he's like, who the fuck am I? You're banging on my girl's door. When he said that, I switched, fam. So I saw like, and literally I saw his chin, just open chin in it, open like he's like, you know, if you get into a fight or you get into a confrontation, I would never advise anyone to face directly to the person. Always face to the side, kind of thing. So at least you have, if they swing, right, you can see and you can at least protect your face, you protect your front. You don't have to worry about both sides. So he was just standing straight like this, like talking big man thing in it, right? So I just went bang, like cleaned him, like straight jab into his chin, busted him up, right? Dropped on the floor. And when he dropped, right, I didn't give him time to actually breathe. I just started stamping on his face in it. Yeah. Stuck his chin out. Yeah, but just keep your fucking chin. But anyway, it's a fight in it. The thing is, he in his defense, right? Like I don't blame him, right? In his defense, like he didn't know about me. I didn't know about him, so he's not opened the door to get into a fight with the guy's boyfriend. You know that with the girl's boyfriend. That wasn't for him. He was like, what the fuck, man? You disturbing my zone in it. And so the geezer dropped. I stamped on his face a few times, right? He's not dead. Don't get me wrong, because he comes back in the story in a bit. And so I go upstairs right now. I'm calling her name in it. Let's call her Jessica, for example. She's Mauritian, so her name's not Jessica in it. So I was like, Jess, where the fuck are you in it, right? Go upstairs into a room. She's tied to the fucking bed, bro, in her underwear. And I was like, the fuck? And it's underwear that I bought her, fam. I bought her these underwears, and she's wearing those fucking underwears in it. And I was like, yo, what the fuck? And she's freaking out. She's like, oh, sorry, this and that, this mistake. Like, she's chatting shit. I don't even know what she's saying. She's chatting a lot of shit to me in it. And I'm trying to understand what's going on. And right there and then, my stomach is just like fucking churning. I'm like, bro, fucking, is someone in here? No, my stomach's churning. I feel like I need to take a shit, bruv. I ain't gonna lie to you, right? I've not been in a position like this. It was the only time in my life that I've ever been in a position where I call my partner in bed with another dude in it. And my stomach's like churning up, and I felt like I needed to take a shit. Like, wallah, like I really needed to take a shit. I felt like fucked up in it, and I don't know what got into me. And like, I didn't even say much. I don't remember saying anything to her. I can't remember if I said anything to her, but there wasn't much I said to her. I know I didn't want to speak to her. I was disgusted, and I just got on top of her. Right, this sounds fucked up. Like, I stood on top of her. She's tied to the bed, and like in my head, I'm like, I want to take a shit, but I was like, nah. So I pulled my trousers down and start taking a piss over her face, and she's moving her face like, no, feel like she's like, and I'm moving my dick, right? Like the pee is moving left, right, left, right. Like it's landing in her face, landing in her eyelashes, landing in her mouth and shit like that. It's splashing on her tits and stuff like that. It's going mad. Like I've got a full ass bladder. You have to remember, I took a journey from Birmingham to a fucking ends, which is like a 2 hour drive, right? A 2 hour by train, right? So like I've drank a lot, right? So I'm gonna need to take a piss. I'm just letting it all out there, yeah. And as I'm doing this, right, I'm like probably midway, 3/4 of through the piss, right, the dude comes up, right, and he comes out with a fucking, I think it was a rolling pin or some shit. You know the like your Asian parents, like you the when you make paratha, like roti, the rolling pin. He comes out with a rolling pin or some shit. I think it was a rolling pin or a knife. I can't remember what it was, but I remember I looked at him. I wasn't phased by it because I was like, in my head, I'm like, I fucked you up already. I could fuck you up again. You've taken my heart, my one of my strong. Like your first punch is always gonna be your strongest, right? Unless you're having a professional fight, you're not gonna do that. But like you took the first my first strong punch, and that cleaned you out. I'm telling you, you're not prepared for the rest of it. And I literally, I remember I jumped off, right, and I was like, fucking have her. So something along the lines like that, fucking have her. And no one did anything, no one chased after me or whatever, and that was it. And that was the end of the story there. So going back to what happened after, right, about like being Asian parents and being Asian, my dad being old school. I come home and I'm mad sad in it, bro. I was in tears, fam. I'm gonna be honest in it. Like you guys didn't take the piss out of me, but I was in tears, fam. I was crying and shit, man. Really, like I was really broken that day. I mean, it was one of the very lowest moments of like that I felt. And I remember, like my pops in it. It's like you're crying because of a girl in it. I was like, in a way, I thought like, yeah, it's like a father moment, like a father son moment kind of thing, and he's gonna chat to me, on a level and give me some advice, some fatherly advice. I need this shit in it. And you know what my dad goes to me? He looked at me. He's like, you go to work, go pay the fucking bills, go pay your fucking rent and mortgage and shit like that, right? Go put food on the table, cook, look after your motherfucking ass. Then come to me crying, see who's the man here. And that's why he said, I'm like, but pops, I'm like, I looked at him, I'm like, pops, but what the fuck? I literally said, what the fuck? That was the first time I saw in front of him. Like, what the fuck? He goes to me, don't give me that what the fuck shit. He goes, you're a dickhead. He literally said to me, he's like, you're a dickhead to actually, be upset about a girl, right? Move on, start being a little bitch. And that was it. And that was it. And I was like, all right, cool. That is, it's a fucked up way. And then from that moment, I saw the world very differently. Like instead of actually trying to actually, like look for love and all that kind of stuff, and be happy and whatever. I saw the world for black and white. Like having a father like that being really tough on me and really strict. And some of the shit that he said was like, I mean, if like with my kids, I wouldn't speak like that to my kids. But I needed it because it made me the person I am today. And if it wasn't for my old man, who knows? I'll be a shitty ass trader. I really think I'll be a really shit trader. Oh my god, we are live. Sorry, didn't get. Bro, what's going on, FOCC? But yeah, at least Brule actually accepts it as well. She deserves it. I mean, for time, I always thought like it was wrong of me to do it, and I really genuinely believed that, like, well, not for time. I think when I was in my 20s, I mean, years gone by, and when I saw her again like at a party, and I looked at her. I remember seeing her. I was like, yo, she doesn't deserve it. That was really fucked up of me. It was immature of me as well. I didn't say sorry. Don't get me wrong. I didn't say sorry. Like, but I always felt like I should have. But if you guys are saying that she deserves it, then fair play, man. Fucking, she deserves it. I mean, we were young. Like, I was 16. She was 17. It is what it is. Life's too young. But saying that, looking at fucking like using that same idea. Oh, shit, wait a second. It's my mum here. I just lit up one. I don't want to smoke. Oh, motherfucker! My mum's hearing this, so I can't smoke up a spliff right now. That's fucking stupid now. Yeah, I can't smoke this now. My mum's gonna. What the fuck's wrong with you? I'm getting blasted, innit? She's like, you fucking dickhead, motherfucker, smoking weed. You're fucking mad. Fucking prick. Oh, she won't say that, but like, she'd be mad disappointed. I can't do that. I'm having a normal cigarette. Mom's in it. She doesn't know I'm smoking it. Like she knows I'm a bad person. Like I'm mad. Like I'm just mad, right? But like I don't show her all this kind of stuff. I still respect her till this day. I don't smoke in front of her. I don't do that kind of stuff in it. But obviously family's at my place and this, so of course she's gonna come around and see the family and shit like that. I gotta be careful how giving her a key, man. You know what I'm saying? I gave her a key to the house. Sometimes, like at first, it was really cool. She would phone me before she comes in it. She's like, "Oh, you're at home," and then she would come. She wouldn't come out when I'm not at home in it. Now she just fucking just enters in. Imagine I've got some fucking, some things going on in it. Like I gotta tell her. I say, "Yo, ma, listen, right? Can you do me a favor? Like, don't do that. I'll give you the key, right, for emergency in case I lock myself out. That's what the key is for. The key is not there for you to come in and fucking see what's going on and open my fridge in it. I mean, my fridge is open for you. It's not a problem, but bro, bit of privacy in it. Like you do. I don't want to see my mom. Like I'm walking around the house naked and shit, and then my mom comes in the house. I don't want that. I do not want that at all. Oh, thank you, Super David. It's a normal signal. Yeah. So yeah. So let's back to thingy. So we did AR BNB. But I was saying, yeah, like I'm looking at it just as a straight factor. I mean, most people what they'll be doing, right, is looking at something like this and they're like, yo, like we can't go lower than this. How many mans are thinking the same? That's a double bottom, man. Liquidity is resting down here. It's gonna have to take it out eventually. I think it's gonna have to take it out. Mm. So it only makes sense to take that. Be a good short actually. You're looking for a short on that one. Yeah, okay, let's do it. So BNB, here's another one, right? We'll do BNB USDT. Oh, now I've got it somewhere here. Now, talking about that BNB, I finally fucking actually got into that trade as well. I'm really happy. I stepped in. That 7-hour trade was done. This is the weekly range. It's playing within the weekly range. Whoever was bullish on BNB is a complete dickhead. This is a complete dickhead. Um, mm. But yeah, it's true though. Think about it this way. Because quickly, I'm gonna head off soon anyway, so I'm just gonna chat to you guys in a bit. I'm like, there was a tweet here that I said, if the market's supposed to drop to 12k, it'll take time with a slow grind. If the market's supposed to pop to 20k, it'll take a time with a slow grind up, right? Really and truly, just quickly, just touch base on it. Is can you see from here, right? When we came from these highs over here, 69k, and we dropped down. Within those highs, we were doing some consolidation and then dropped down. This is on the daily, so there were moments in time throughout the month where we could have sold out. Here consolidation and it drops. Here consolidation and it drops. Here consolidation then drops. Here consolidation then drops. Here's a consolidation. Do we drop again? So I don't think it's gonna drop in one go. Like so, you got nothing to worry about. I do think like it's gonna be a slow grind, especially with the recession that's gonna happen. It's very possible that we come down like because if the recession is going to happen for like 12 months to 18 months, let's say 18 months itself, we have 18 months of bear market. Let's call it like 12 months and 6 months of consolidation area. So it's gonna drop on its own. So do not worry, do not stress about it. Just take it easy, one step at a time. Market plans and be cool. BNB, speaking about this is a weekly range. Really, I was fucking right, bro. I was fucking right. You know what I'm saying? So everyone was bullish on BNB when we come up to here, right? And from around here, I took a short, got stopped out. Took another short here, got stopped out. I was like, fuck this shit. I thought I'll just let it do its thing. Once we came up to here, we found resistance off there. We couldn't break above and hold above it. So I'm like, okay, then it's time to get ready for shorts. I played, and then like, obviously I missed it and it dropped down. I'm like, all right, then I need to find an entry. Comes into here. I was ready to go. The way I entered on this, just to give you my little secret sauce. It's not really a secret sauce, really. It's this actually. It's gone 15 minutes. It was literally this. I'll show it to you. So let me just hide all this. So you got this trend line over here. So that's what we're holding, right? Quite clearly. Support, 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 and support here. Then once we lose it, we start breaking down, okay? So what happened was, right, how I entered, right, was literally off an area consolidation, right? So I was looking at this area here first. This area here, consolidation, and resistance. Then I looked at this area here, consolidation, resistance. Then I start looking at this area here, consolidation, and resistance. So each time these areas consolidation on the downside was being respected, 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 respected. And that's why I entered around here, somewhere around here. Because when we see that fast spike up, I'm like, fuck it, let's enter in. I'll keep my stops a bit wider. I think my stops was over here, somewhere around there. That's my validation zone. That's where I placed it. Nah, I placed it around here, somewhere around there, wherever the fuck it was. I don't remember what it was. But I did like if I wanted if I had played it the way I should have played it, right, which is like this stop loss over here, this would have been a banging trader. This would have been a fucking 12-hour trade. But you've just gotta play how you just gotta be safe sometimes. 'Cause I got stopped that twice. I don't want to get stopped out over and over again. Fuck getting stopped out too many times. So now if I look at it this way, am I expecting everything to pump straight after CPI? Depends, bro. SAS gamer, because you know what it comes down to. It's like uh with CPI, if the market's gonna go down, the market's gonna go down. We're not gonna get a pump. So I don't know. I really don't know. But looking at this range band environment here, I mean, right, delete that there. We don't need that no more. Delete this. We don't need that no more. Actually, no, let's leave that there. Put this over here. All right. So what? I mean, like with CPI, right? We know we've got a range band environment. Let's go on the daily. Evidently, this is the range. Okay, no one can disagree with it, right? So where did we find resistance? We found resistance off this low here, right? That's the area that we found resistance, right? So what has happened here is we got price has come back down to low, high, low, high, low, high, do a deviation back to low, low, high, deviation back to low, right? So that's what it's doing. So we're still playing within this range over here. So everyone can agree the majority of price for the last like 3 months or so, we have played within this range. Okay. So now, if you guys, I think I've got a picture somewhere around here. No, I don't have it. No, I don't have it. I think this is it. No, nothing to show. Okay. I already drew a plan of this already on BNB, but I'll just briefly show it to you guys now. So if I want to take longs, right, how would I look for longs? Okay, let's drop it down to the 4 hours and see what we got here, right? So we find it. So you see this base over here, right? This is an area of where consolidation happened, and it's like an area of support. Straight out there. It's area of support, and we got a deviation. Then we find support. Then we come back up, and again support, right? So this area here is perfectly fine. Now, if I want to take longs, what I would like to do is see price come back down. Now, if price come back down, so we know this is the range low over here. This is around the mid range. I think it's a bit higher. So a bit around here. I think that's the mid range, and that's the range high. Okay, let's just focus on each areas here. So what I like to look for is price to come back down for support, reclaim above here, bullish market price action, play it back to the mid range. Well, I look at target 1 over here and then target 2 here. From here, if we hold above it and show bullish price action, then we can squeeze it all the way up to target 3, right? Well, probably take some profits over here, and then we've got a flat body here. Take out the flat body, come up into target. Well, that's target 3, target 4, around that area. This is the kind of price action I've been looking to take along. Now that's the potential play. But what if CPI and FOMC is fucked up? If it's fucked up, right? I'll show you guys this chart here already. Profile. Where is it? There we go. This is the BNB chart, right? This itself, there's nothing too spectacular about it. All I've done here is I've used the high of 2021 and the low of 2021. We've got the mid range, and as you can see, let's just follow it in. Let me just change the color so it's blue, so it doesn't mix with this pinky red color, whatever you want to call it. See the mid range right here, smashed above it, come back down, resistance, deviation, smashed above it, deviation, goes up, support. Once we lose this level here, come all the way there, resistance. So this was the key factor. So remember, if we were to play a range band environment, what do we do, right? We do from low to high, high to low. And where we are, we're below the mid range. So we're finding resistance here. We've got that weekly range I was showing you there. There's a bearish price action, breaks below it, finds resistance, use that low there. That's your entry position there. Stop loss over here. If you want to put a stop loss there as a wider stop, play back into the range low over here off this SR. Expect a bit of price action to actually, to bounce off it a little bit. The reason why also is because this low here is where is also support. So you can see the price is stuck within this area here. So that's a range in its own self. Can you see that? That's a range in its own self. Using this candle itself, you got support, and then support, come back there, support. It's all support in its own way. So where are you wrong? There's a liquidity resting around here, That's where the liquidity is resting. So if we lose this, if I use the mid range of that block itself, right, it comes down to approximately here, which is where I'm looking for my entry, coincidentally. Fucking there you go. Mid range there. Play back to range low off this range itself. Play back down. Break down on the downside. Play back down. Because we haven't. If you look at it this way, we've had Oops. Let me just highlight that again. If you look at it this way, we've had deviation on the upside. So you see this block here? We had a deviation on the upside here. The deviation on the upside here. We haven't had any sort of deviation on the downside. No liquidity being taken out. It's finding support. How long will this hold support? Not fucking long. I don't think it's going to last for long as well. So the setup is literally as it is that down here, and that I'll be looking for 2021's low, around $39-40 there. Probably trim some off here first, front run the shit out of it, off here, there, and then we'll see what happens next when we consolidate, and I'll look to actually take some buys in there. What's going on, Mike? How you doing, man? Can you take a look at sushi? What time is it now? 1:40. I'm gonna have to make a move in a bit. Oh, one more, and then I'm gonna head off. Yeah. Sushi USDT. I did that with the group the other day. We were talking about that, and I think so. This is a range band environment for the monthly. July's low, July's high. We're coming to a quarterly range low over here. So look at the daily. Yeah, it's a quarterly low. That's acting as support. We're choppy around the area itself there. If I want to take a short there or a long, whatever, I mean, what's the chance of it going up? Do you remember like people were bullish on sushi over here? Fucking hell, man, what happened there? No one's talking about it. I mean, I missed the short opportunity to be honest, but never mind. I mean, I did play the shorts from here. This is where I played the shorts, if you guys remember. From here, I played the shorts down there. So there was a perfect trade there. I was a decent trade actually. I think it was a good like 7-8R, some shit like that. But now we're below the mid range, as you can see. This is acting resistance, deviation, bigger deviation there, and now we're coming back down low. And the interesting thing enough is that this Monday's range here. No, that's a Wednesday. I don't fucking know what I'm doing. Let's delete that. So I can see that we've got a range band environment here. All right. So what's the range band environment? We've got this low here. It's acting as support, and then we've got this high here. It's acting as resistance. Probably let's fucking use that as a resistance there. So if we were to step up and hold into it, I can play the game back into the mid-range to range high. That's what I'll be looking for, playing within this range. Break above and hold above it. Then we can go up into this area. Target 1 will be there. That'll be confirmation to play on for higher prices. And target 2 will be in the mid-range, okay? And that'll be about 130. That's the play there. Now, what I'm looking at the same time is, okay, that's the bullish play. How do I actually play this on the bearish play, okay? I know I've got an SR right here. Do we have a deeper pullback? Push it back up on the upside. Do something like this. Once we get back below it, I'm happy to take the shorts here. Playing it back down into this area there. Once we lose this low here, for example, then shorts go low, fuck out of it, back down, take out this liquidity on the side, liquidity taken out over here, and send it back down to 94 cents. And then that's a nice play there. We'll see what happens next. I mean, going from there, let's look on the weekly. Do we have anything? Oh, I think we come back over here, man, to that 73 cents. I think we do come down over here. Fucking hell. Yeah, I do think that we come back down to these areas here, which is 73 cents, call it. Looks fucking shit. I think Matic, I'll do another one for Matic and I'm gonna call it a day. Matic, it's just consolidating within that area there. Got a range high, range low between these areas there, as you can see. Focusing on the area that we're in on the daily. Right, so let me just drag this across. There we go. So yeah, I mean, you can see this is a trend line over there. If you break and hold above it, play this back up to the range high as a day trade itself, and then we'll see if we actually get hold up and play up higher, maybe into these areas there, or if we start playing back down. I do think they will play back down. It makes more sense for me to actually say to go back down, in my opinion. Well, we'll see. But if I want to take a short trade, how would I look to do so? Let's go on the 4 hours. We're making lower lows and lower highs, okay? So also a lot more cleaner than it is on than Ethereum BTCs, right? So all we need to do is, once we lose this low here, right? Let it do its thing. We had to stop run there. If I want to get to shorts. Let it do its thing. Let me change the color. Let it do its thing. Get back below here. Do something like this. Break down over here. That's my confirmation to play back to where 25% range, and then play back to range low. And that's it. That's pretty much the trade. They've got the bullish play to play it up on the upside to range high. Bearish play to play it back to range low to around 74 cents. Yeah, call it 74.5 cents. And then from there, I do think we'll go a lot more lower, because if we look at the daily, we're playing in that range there. We're consolidating in the range low. The last time we saw consolidation in the range low, we lost the shit out of it, and that happened in BTC. Look at the first quarter of 2021, when we was bouncing around like that 28-30k region, and that was happening when I was in Turkey. So it was May, June time. That's when it happened. So I do think there's going to be a downside to it as well. I mean, if I were to look at the yearly, let's have a look. The low of 2021's right is fucking here, man. 2 cents. Does it come into this area? I mean, I wouldn't mind. Let's go quarterly. Yeah, does it come into this area here? I wouldn't mind actually if it comes into this area here, which is around 5 cents. Yeah, let's go with 5 cents. So that's not a bad fucking short there. We've got inefficiencies there to fill out. I mean, I don't see this as a quarterly play, which will, if you look at it as a quarterly, quarter is going to close in 18 days. All we've done is we took out the high of the quarter, or last quarter. There's liquidity resting over here, so that's where we're going to go next to. So I think that's a decent trade. I think the mid-range is around here. Get back below the mid-range. Play the fuck out of it down here. Once we lose this area here, get the fuck out of here. Take out these liquidity there, liquidity over here. Fill out the inefficiency, back to 5 cents. That's it pretty much. Right, I'm going to call it a day. That's enough for me. Yeah, we'll see what's next. So catch you guys tomorrow. PPI is going to happen in the next an hour and 10 minutes. There's nothing to trade. Just be cautious, be calm, be cool. Safest thing to do really is to trade after Wednesday. That's the nicest. That's the safest one to do. And then after that, you see what happens. In my opinion, really, is that we're coming to the yearly close, so we're gonna get a bit of fuckery there. So it's still day trades and scalp trades only. There's nothing for me to actually really say in terms of swing trade. If a swing trade unfolds itself and produce like a scenario, then I'll look at taking it. But I think we'll be looking around 2023, where we're looking at trades like that kind of stuff and that caliber, using like from the New Year's. But yeah, we'll talk about that in the DCC. So we'll go from there. But if you look at it this way, inefficiency has been filled out. I mean, is there any reason for it on the quarterly? Is there any reason for it to go up? Well, this inefficiency that was over here has been filled out by this candle there. So time to send it back down. That's my take on it. Anyway, what do I know? I don't fucking know shit. So I'll speak to you guys soon, and I'll see you. Yeah, DCC is going to be the place to be. That's where we're really going to be taking majority of the trades there. The concentration over there. The day trade is going to be there. The swing trade is going to be there. Time to actually start positioning ourselves will be in there. The lot will be there. That's really it. That I'm going to be focusing on. It's yeah, I'm trying to build that business into a massive community. But we'll see how it goes into 2023, 2024, and possibly 2025. But yeah, that's it from me, guys. I'll speak to you soon. Hope you guys have a great day. Take care of yourself. Bye, everybody.